It drops down for Jonathan David! A hat-trick! Canada! From distance, finished! Sets Davies up to top row and collect the ball. And there's a shot from Nathan Saliba. Just going to hurt his foot through it.
Canada, Qatar, 6 goals, and one man at the center of all of it. Jonathan David just had the greatest night in Canadian soccer history, and if you blinked, you missed exactly how surgical it really was. Let's break it down. Going into this match, the pressure on David was enormous. Not just the pressure of a World Cup, not just the pressure of playing on home soil, but the specific, suffocating pressure that comes with being the best player on your nation's most important team, and having gone over a year without scoring in open play. Sile Larin had already done his part, silencing the early critics with his goal against Bosnia in the opener. The weight of expectation had now fully shifted. Every camera, every analyst, every fan inside BC Place, all of them watching one man, Jonathan David, Canada's all-time leading scorer. And tonight was his moment to either own that title or be buried under it. He chose to own it. 29 minutes in, he answers everything. The ball drops to him just outside the Qatari box. One touch to control, one look up, and then right foot, full volley, screaming into the bottom corner. It is a striker's goal. Pure instinct, pure technique, zero hesitation. His teammates chase him to the corner flag. BC Place doesn't just cheer, it erupts. 52,000 people dressed in red, losing their minds in unison. And David stands there, arms wide, like a man who always knew this moment was coming. With that single strike, he extended his all-time Canadian men's national record to 41 goals, a number that belongs to him and him alone. And he scored it on the World Cup stage, in front of the world, when his country needed it most. But he is just getting started. First half stoppage time. Canada already leading 2-0. The game should be cooling down, but David has other ideas. A shot from distance thunders off the crossbar. The rebound drops into a crowded penalty area. Bodies everywhere, defenders scrambling. Goalkeeper caught in no man's land. And David, like every elite predator this game has ever produced, is exactly where he needs to be. Unmarked, alert, ready. He taps it home with the calm of a man scoring in an empty training ground. 3-0, 2 goals before halftime. And watching him walk back to the center circle, you would never know the magnitude of what he just did. That is what separates the great ones. Not just the goals, but the composure inside the chaos. The second half gets brutal, and for a moment, it threatens to derail the entire night. Ismael Koné, Canada's creative engine, goes down after a reckless, ugly challenge from Qatar's Asim Madibo. The contact is violent. The injury appears serious, an apparent broken leg, the sound of the impact cutting through the noise of a full stadium. BC Place falls completely silent in an instant. Players from both sides surround Koné. Steven Eustachio waves frantically to the bench. The atmosphere shifts from celebration to shock in the space of 5 seconds. Madibo is sent off. Qatar, already reduced to 10 men following Homam Ahmed's first half red card, are now playing with 9. It is a dark moment in what should have been a pure night of joy. And the crowd inside BC Place feels it, but football moves forward, and so does Canada. Nathan Saliba curls in a stunning free kick, 64 minutes, 4-0. Then a catastrophic own goal from Mohammed Manai makes it 5. The floodgates are fully open now. Qatar have nothing left, no shape, no legs, no answers. And the Canadian fans, though still carrying the weight of Koné's injury in their hearts, begin to sense something historic unfolding in front of them. And then, stoppage time, the moment the entire night has been building toward. The ball finds David one final time, and he does what he has done all evening. He finishes it. Cold, composed, inevitable, low, across the goalkeeper, into the corner. Hat-trick complete. Canada 6, Qatar 0. The referee blows the final whistle moments later, and BC Place absolutely detonates. 3 goals, one historic night. This result gave Canada their first ever World Cup victory and matched the record margin of victory for a tournament host, equaling the 6-goal wins posted by Italy in 1934, Brazil in 1950, and Argentina in 1978. Canada is now on that list. Read that again. Canada is now on that list. Coach Jesse Marsh walked off the BC Place pitch, holding up 6 fingers, tears threatening at the corners of his eyes. "No one will forget this," he said, "and no Canadian will forget this day." Canada Prime Minister Mark Carney was in the stands. FIFA President Gianni Infantino sat right beside him, and somewhere in that dressing room, Jonathan David was sitting with 3 World Cup goals to his name and an entire country's gratitude on his shoulders. But here is what the scoreline does not tell you. Jonathan David didn't just score 3 goals tonight. He walked into that stadium carrying the weight of an entire year of questions, a year of people wondering whether he could do it at the biggest level. A year of pressure that would have cracked a lesser man, and he answered every single doubt in the most ruthless, most clinical, most Jonathan David way possible. No noise before the match, no dramatics, no promises. Just preparation, patience, and then, when the moment arrived, pure execution. That is who he is. That is what he does. Canada now sit at the top of Group B with 4 points. The knockout round is not just within reach, it is practically already booked, but beyond the table. Beyond the points, beyond the records, what happened tonight at BC Place in Vancouver will live in Canadian sporting memory for generations. The night this country stopped dreaming about a World Cup win and actually got one. Delivered by their greatest ever player on the grandest stage the sport has to offer. Jonathan David came to this World Cup as Canada's all-time leading scorer. Tonight, in front of 52,000 screaming fans, with the eyes of the planet watching, he proved to every last doubter exactly why that title belongs to him. And something tells me he is just getting started.